Your news for the state of Tennessee in about 10 minutes. Tennessee in 10 starts now.
And we want to begin with a live look across the state from West Tennessee to the mid-state and all the way out east. Preparations are underway across the volunteer state as the threat of a major winter storm becomes more likely. Hello, everyone. I'm Marius Payton. Thanks so much for joining us for Tennessee in 10. First Alert meteorologist Stefano DiPietro is busy in the Weather Center tracking a winter storm that will impact our state this weekend.
And
Stefano.
it really is going to be impactful, Marius. Now, it's not really a matter of if we're seeing winter weather. It's what kind of winter weather are we going to see? Because at this stage in the game, snow, sleet, freezing rain are all on the table, but hazardous travel is going to be likely. By the way, real quick, we have some rain coming through today. It's already in parts of West Tennessee, Middle Tennessee this afternoon, and out toward East Tennessee going into this evening. It might get a little heavy in some spots, but this is going to be very manageable for us. It's just some plain old rain across Tennessee. Let's talk about the latest trends with this winter storm. And the track, we've talked about this the last couple of days, trending to the north, meaning a surge of warm air moving into Tennessee would change a lot of this over from snow to an icy mix and maybe even eventually some plain old rain. Of course, this is just one of our guidance models we're looking at, but this could be much more of an icing concern across the Tennessee state as we go through our Saturday and Sunday. The American model keeps this snow for significantly longer Friday night through the first part of our Saturday. Eventually, it too also brings in a surge of warmer air, but keeps that mixing along and south of I-40. That's kind of where we're standing right now. The American model keeping us snow longer, thus gives us a healthier and heavier amount of snowfall across the entire state. But the ice outlook for the European model, which would give us much more of that mixing, is significantly higher. So I don't want you to just stay focused on the snow totals over the next couple of days. It's very much in the realm of possibility that we get lower snow totals, but significantly more icing, which could cause a lot of problems, including power outages through the weekend, Marius.
All right, Stefano, and people in the mid-state are taking no chances, are getting ready for the snow and ice that you talked about. Bags of ice melt flying off the shelves at stores like Elder's Ace Hardware in Nashville. So are shovels and faucet covers. Store manager Jess Brewer says they started preparing for this months in advance.
We enjoy helping customers in times like this. You know, some places close down for inclement weather. We do our hardest. We strive to stay open.
Now, if your power goes out and it's too dangerous to get out on the roads, which is possible with this winter storm, emergency officials say you got to have a kit ready. They suggest having enough to last you 72 hours, a gallon of water per day, 3 days of food, a flashlight, radio, batteries, and power banks to charge your devices. And of course, you always have to have a first aid kit.
I'm Jerry Askin. The Mid-South faces a winter storm this weekend, so now's the time to protect your family and your home. Before the storm hits, you want to follow these safety tips. First, seal drafts around doors and windows. This will insulate your home to keep heat in, and also wrap exposed pipes with insulation. Speaking of pipes, turn faucets to a slow drip so yours won't freeze. And if you have to travel, keep an emergency kit and tools in your vehicle. Now, before you leave, tell someone your route and when you'll arrive.
Hello from the WVLT Newsroom. I'm Will Puckett. Well, as the possibility of snow and ice continues to close in to Tennessee, right now the Tennessee Department of Transportation is getting ready to treat our roads to make sure that we can get out and travel if need be as that winter weather works its way in. The Tennessee Department of Transportation pre-treating roads with salt brine. Mark Nagy is with TDOT's Region 1 that covers almost all of East Tennessee. He says that they receive shipments of salt all year around to stay ready for winter weather. After the snow falls, Nagy says that TDOT crews are going out and about putting salt on the snow, helping it melt and making sure the roads get back to normal as quickly as possible. He says that TDOT is ready to treat all of Tennessee.
We're continuing to monitor weather forecasts with local meteorologists, National Weather Service, in anticipation of this winter weather that it looks like we're going to be getting in a few days. Of course, weather forecasts do change, so we will adjust our game plan as necessary.
Snow, relatively easy to treat. Ice, a completely different situation. TDOT says that staying home this weekend may be your best option. Only get out for emergencies. Roads are either going to be snow-filled or covered with possible ice that we may see.
And when it comes to your rights in Tennessee, which is greater, your right to say what is and isn't allowed in the place you own, or your Second Amendment rights to own and carry a gun. A bill that's going through the state legislature could set up a showdown between the two. A Senate committee just advanced a bill that would make it illegal for landlords to outlaw guns. Republicans say it's necessary because some tenants may not be able to lawfully protect themselves with a gun if someone breaks into their home. But some Democrats say if you don't like a landlord's rules, you're free to go live somewhere else.
So whether it's you are able to have a puppy, you're able to have a big dog versus a small dog, or you're able to have a weapon, or you're able to have a certain amount of people living in the unit, the property owner sets those terms. And I think that this really goes against that. And at the end of the day, I mean, we have to protect our property owners too. They have a right not to have people smoke in their apartments and also not to have guns on their property.
Now, the bill will get placed on a calendar for a full vote by the Senate. Meanwhile, it's still in committee over in the House.
A 16-year-old is now charged with murder after his 20-year-old brother dies over food. The shooting happened on December 22nd at the Legacy of Linfield Apartments, according to officials. The 16-year-old was originally charged with aggravated assault and unlawful possession of a weapon. Investigators say the 16 told them he shot his brother because he, quote, ate up his food. He's a minor, so right now authorities have not yet released his name.
A convicted sex offender is now facing charges for trying to get into a mid-state school where kids were inside. Police say this happened last Friday at Good Pasture Christian in Nashville. Staff told police they noticed 56-year-old Timothy Clark trying to get into a side door. It was next to an area with preschoolers. He was confronted by security and arrested. Police say Clark was convicted in Henry County for trying to rape a 16-year-old girl back in 2005.
A Knoxville woman is accused of neglecting to take care of her bedridden father. Court documents we obtained say that police responded to Blunt Memorial Hospital. They say a man had been admitted there with wounds that exposed muscle and bone. His blood sugar levels were also very high, according to those documents. Police say that Misty McDaniel, who's on your screen, is the victim's daughter and was his primary caretaker. Officers say they arrested her at her home on Mount Olive Road, where they say that they found a victim's months' worth of medication not given to him, that she was actually taken into custody in South Knoxville.
And back here in the mid-state, evacuation orders have been lifted in Bedford County after 4 train cars derailed. The cars were carrying ethanol. This happened in War Trace yesterday morning, fearing the containers could explode. The fire chief evacuated people who lived near that derailment.
Didn't hear anything, no noises or anything like that, but then as soon as I got up, the fire department started going door to door.
Really? And what did they tell you when they came to your house?
They said, we're going to need you to evacuate, that there's a possibility that the thing can explode.
I actually work from home, and I heard it, and it sounded like an earthquake. It's just a loud boom.
And CSX responded to the scene and determined there was no immediate threat, so the evacuation was lifted. The cause of the derailment still under investigation. Well, coming up, an extended look at your morning commute and details on this weekend's winter weather.
And of course, that winter storm has been the big story since the beginning of this week for the state of Tennessee. We are going to have more details on the newest trends we're seeing and how ice could become a concern through the next few days.
And I'm watching 2 accidents, one on the north side of town in Bradley Parkway, coming in from Madison, and another in Brentwood on 65 at Old Hickory Boulevard. Details on both of these and the slowdowns that they are causing coming up in just a few minutes.